Good morning, dear children. How are all of you today? Students, today we are going to discuss an interesting story from your literature textbook. Chapter 14, The Mysterious Island. Before going to the lesson, just look at the screen, all of you. You can see the pictures of some great explorers. Are you able to identify these explorers? The first one is Christopher Columbus, who was an Italian explorer and navigator, discovered the New World. Vasco da Gama discovered the sea route from Portugal to the east. This is Marco Polo, who is a famous Venetian explorer and traveler to China and Japan. Children, the chapter 14, The Mysterious Island, is an extract taken from the novel The Life and Adventures of Robinson Crusoe, written by an English novelist, Daniel Defoe. In this extract, the writer talks about the adventures of a man named Robinson Crusoe. See, in this novel, Robinson Crusoe, one day he sets off to explore the world. On one of his expeditions, Robinson Crusoe gets stranded. On one of his expeditions, Robinson Crusoe gets stranded on a deserted island. And the rest of the book describes how Robinson Crusoe survives on that deserted island for many years. Finally, after many years, Robinson Crusoe is rescued and taken back home. The given extract, The Mysterious Island, describes how Robinson Crusoe gets stuck on the deserted island. Let's take page number 124. Chapter 14, The Mysterious Island. Okay, on page number 125, we have new words. Peril, great danger. Churning, moving with great force. Imbibed, in this context, absorbed water. Copious, in large amounts. Scurried, moved quickly with short, small steps. Salvaged, saved or preserved something from being lost. Our voyage to the African island of Fernando de Noronha was smooth and safe from peril. It was after we passed the island that Lady Luck ceased to smile on us. A few days after we sailed past in the island, we encountered a fearful storm. The fierce winds tore at our sails and the churning waters tossed our ship this way and that. The ship was in bad shape and water was pouring in. Then, just as all hope seemed lost, one of the men spotted land. We left our poor and broken ship behind and made for land in a small boat. Children, as I told you, on one of his expeditions, Robinson Crusoe gets stranded on a deserted island. This extract gives an account of how Robinson Crusoe finds himself on the strange island for several years. See, while journeying around the coast of Africa, Robinson Crusoe's ship encounters a storm and is broken apart. Okay, and they saw that churning waters tossed our ship. The ship was torn, it was tossed by the churning water. Churning here means something moving with great force. Water which was moving with great force. Okay, it tore apart their ship. And we were saved, but alas, our celebrations were short-lived. Just as we were about to land, a massive wave capsized the boat and threw us into the water. I thought it was the end of the way for me, but another great wave took me and carried me to shore. I was tired and sick. I had imbibed copious amounts of water and threw up as soon as I got up on my feet. Needing to rest but not daring to lie down on the beach for fear of wild animals, I scurried up a tree and went to sleep. See, as their ship was torn apart by the attack of a wild, powerful, a mighty storm. Okay, and they found the spotted land, and they left their poor and broken ship behind, and they moved towards the land in a small boat. But unfortunately, as they were about to reach the land, a massive wave capsized the boat. A very strong, powerful wave overturned their boat. And again they were thrown into the water. Okay, and Robinson Crusoe thought, oh, it was the end of the way for him. But luckily, another great wave carried him to the shore. Now he is completely tired and he was feeling sick. He had imbibed copious amounts of water. Copious means large amount of. Imbibed means he drank. He had already drunk large amounts of water and he is sick and tired. And he wanted to take rest somewhere. But he is scared of the attack of the wild animals. So he scurried up the tree and went to sleep. Scurried up means moved quickly with short, small steps. He moved up a tree and climbed over a tree and went to sleep. The next day, I woke up to see no trace of the storm. It was a clear and sunny morning. I got down from the tree and looked around. I could see the remains of the ship lying less than a kilometer from the shore. The first thing I had to do clearly was to swim to the ship and try to find something useful among the ruins. Although the lower parts were filled with water, the upper half of the ship was dry. Thankfully, I was able to find some food, tools to help me cut and shape wood, some books, pens and paper, needles and some clothes. I tied some pieces of wood together to make a raft, made a sail from the clothes and took my treasures back to shore. So next day when he woke up, he found a clear and sunny morning. It was a very clear and sunny morning. There was no trace of the attack of the storm. And he got down from the tree and looked around, and nothing was there around him. He could see the remains of the ship, just hardly a kilometer from the shore. So what did he do? He swam towards the ship. Okay, he reached the ship and collected some things like some food items, tools to help him to cut and shape wood, some books, pens, needles, etc., and some clothes, which were the remains of the ruined ship. He collected all these treasures, all these remaining things, and he came back to the shore. I could survive for some time on the things I had salvaged from the ship. However, I decided it was a good idea to explore the place. I could look for other means of sustenance and shelter and watch out for danger. I could kill two birds with one stone. There was a hill near the beach, and I could see some more hills in the distance. I climbed to the top of the first hill and looked around. My heart sank as I saw that I was on an island. And he saw a hill near the beach, and he could see some more hills in the distance. He climbed to the top of one of the hills and looked around. Then he came to know that he was stranded on an island, on a deserted island. There was sea on all sides and no land to be seen except for small islands nearby. To make things worse, the island seemed deserted. There were no huts, no fields or anything to indicate any sign of human life. It seemed I had only animals and birds for company on this strange island. So shockingly, he came to know that he was stranded on a deserted island and there was no sign of human life over there. There were no huts, no houses, no field, nothing. There was no sign of human presence on that land. So he felt that he had only the company of animals and birds on that strange island. As he was walking back down the hill, I found a flat area on the side. This looked like a good place to build a home. It was on the hillside and would be safe from animals. As I explored the area, I saw a cave at the back. It was small and did not go too far into the rock, but it was enough. I set up a tent here and decided to use the cave as a storeroom. See, as he was walking back down the hill, he found a flat area over there, and near the hillside he saw a cave at the back of this flat area. And he thought, okay, this place was enough for him to set up a tent. And he decided to use the cave as a storeroom for taking care of, for keeping his treasures. I spent the following days building a fence, making furniture out of wood and setting up my home. 10 months passed and I was still on the island. I had made a safe and sheltered place to live in, and now I wanted to discover more about the place I was stranded in. I had discovered a stream while I had been sailing on my raft. I started off my expedition from the stream and found some grassy plains nearby. As I went further up the stream, the plains entered and a forest appeared. Here I found many kinds of fruits on the trees. I gathered the fruits with the idea of drying them in the sun and storing for later use. So this man was stranded for a long time, for so many years on the marooned island. And he was staying there all alone without the help and support of others. And he discovered a stream. While he had been sailing on his raft, he found a stream there and he started his expedition from the stream and he found some grasslands nearby. As he went further up the stream, he found a forest. And he found many kinds of fruits over there. And he collected the fruits from there with the idea of drying them in the sun for the later use. I spent the first night on a tree and continued my expedition the next day. After walking through the forest, I came to an opening in the hills where the country fell away to the west. The valley I discovered was green, lush, and full of beautiful flowers. My morose mood greatly improved upon this lovely sight. I might be alone, but I was the king of this island, and this thought gave me pleasure. After I went back to my little home on the hill, I spent the next few months hunting and fishing. I also extended my storeroom and made baskets to help me carry food. I wanted to make pots to carry and to boil water. Hence, I looked all over the island for something, anything that could help me. After a long search, I discovered a kind of clay that I could use to make pots and jars. See? Later, he found a valley, a green, lush, a beautiful valley. And the valley was full of beautiful flowers. And Robinson Crusoe says that his morose mood, means unhappy, sullen or annoyed, unhappy mood was improved by seeing the beautiful valley around him. And later he went back to his house on the hill. Then next few months he spent his time for hunting and fishing. And he made some baskets to help him to carry fruits. Again, he wanted to make pots to carry and to boil water. So he searched around, he looked all over the island to get something that can help him to make the pots. At last, he found a kind of clay that helps him to make pots and jars to collect water from the stream. When I had searched through the ship for food, I had discovered a little bag of corn. One day, I found a use for the bag and so threw out its contents near my house. After a season of rain, I was greatly surprised to see that the grains that I had thrown out had turned into young green plants. After a few weeks, I saw corn growing from these plants. What luck! I saved the corn and planted it again as seed and repeated the process till I had a field of corn. I had enough corn now to make bread for myself. See, he had discovered a little bag of corn when he was searching for his items, his treasures in the ship. And he threw these seeds of corn nearby his house. After the season of rain, he saw that the young green plants were growing. After a few weeks, he could see the corns growing from these plants. And he collected the corn and planted it again as seed. And again, he repeated the process till he got a field of corn. Now he is confident that he can make bread for himself by using the corn that he had grown. One fine day, I was wandering around the island when I saw some strange things I never thought I would ever see again. First, I came across a footprint in the sand. Then I saw a boat far off in the sea. Was I dreaming? Had I gone mad? What if the boat and the footprint belonged to tribals or wild men who lived on the island? I had never encountered any men during my exile, but what if they were living on my island or one of the nearby islands? One day, while he was wandering around the island, he saw some strange footprints on the sand. So he was confused. He saw some footprint in the sand and he saw a boat far off in the sea. Okay, now he is confused whether this footprint belonged to any tribals or any wild men who were living on this island. The thought unnerved me. I was a lone man in an unknown place. Suddenly, I came upon another strange scene. I saw a place where a fire had been built and a circle had been cut into the earth. And here I had evidence to suggest that there were indeed others on the island. I hurried back towards home and safety. The next day, as I was gathering corn from my field early in the morning, I saw the light of a fire on the shore. I crept closer to investigate and saw 9 men sitting around a small fire. The men wore very few clothes and carried primitive weapons. They seemed to be roasting food on the fire. Presently, they started dancing around, waving their arms and legs wildly. After an hour or so, they got into their boats and sailed away. So, now he is a little scared. He saw the footprint of some wild men or wild animal in the sand. Now he is scared of it. He is scared. I am the only one person who is staying in this unknown place. See, suddenly he saw a fire that had been built and a circle which has been marked on the sand. So, it's evident that there are some other people, there are some inhabitants of the island who were staying there nearby. Okay, he hurried back towards home for his safety because he is scared. If he is found by these tribals or inhabitants of the island, definitely he will be attacked by them because he is a new person, a stranger to those who are staying on the island. So for his safety, he hurried back home. Next day, while he was collecting corn from his corn field in the early morning, he saw another exciting scene. He saw a light of a fire on the shore. And he crept closer to see what's happening there. And he saw that 9 men were sitting around a small fire. And they were wearing very few clothes and were carrying some primitive weapons. And what were they doing? They were roasting food on the fire. And after some time, they started dancing around the fire, waving their arms and legs wildly. After an hour or so, they got into their boats and sailed away. As I walked back home, I mulled over what I had seen. It was apparent that my fellow inhabitants were primitive and had lived on the island for long without any contact with the outside world. What fierce creatures they seemed to be. It was clear to me that I had to navigate my life on this island with great care. I had no desire to come into contact with the savage animals and the wild people who lived on the island. I wondered what other exciting adventures this island had in store for me. What a marvelous and bizarre place it was. See, as he reached home, he started thinking over what he had seen over there. So it's apparent that he had to be very careful on the island. And he doesn't want to come into contact with any savage animals or the primitive people who were living on the island. And Robinson Crusoe was wondering that what other exciting adventures this island had in store for him. Okay, and the island itself was totally a marvelous and bizarre place for the man who was stranded on the island for several years. Children, here is the mind map of the lesson, The Mysterious Island. As I told you, The Mysterious Island is an extract taken from the life and adventures of Robinson Crusoe, a famous novel written by an English writer, Daniel Defoe. In this extract, the writer talks about Robinson Crusoe, a wanderlust, we can say, who was stranded on an island for several years. Robinson Crusoe was stranded on an island. He spends the first few days salvaging food from the ruins of the ship. He spends the next few months exploring the island, exploring the hills, the valleys, the cave, the land, the forest. One day, Crusoe comes upon a group of fierce-looking men dancing on the beach. The extract ends with him wondering what other strange things he will encounter on that island. Here is an activity for you. These are the words taken from the textbook. You have to unscramble these letters to find out the correct words. See, some clues are given here for your help. I have written the meanings of these words over here. 2 minutes for you. Just unscramble the letters and find out the correct words. The first word is P-E-R-I-L. Great danger, peril. The second one, let's read the meaning first. Absorbed water. In this context, what is the word? I-M-B-I-B-E-D. Imbibed. Imbibed. Third one, in large amounts. The word is copious. C-O-P-I-O-U-S. Copious. Last word, the meaning is being unhappy. The word starts with M. M-O-R-O-S-E. Morose. Students, here you have a home assignment. Let's take page number 129. Main C. Think and answer. In the chapter, the speaker survived on the island for several months. How did he do so? How did he make a home for himself and stay out of danger? This is a home assignment for you. After watching the video, read the textbook thoroughly, find out the answer. In the next interaction session, when we discuss the lesson, I will ask the answer for this question. Till the time, be ready with this answer. All of you, take care. God bless you.